point in dilly-dallying. Good, it's muted. And okay. Hey, we got a like. Good. Welcome, gentlemen and ladies. Although in some of my videos I have 100% male viewers, so that's welcome, gentlemen is an accurate way to put it. Let me switch over to. I guess this is fine. Now let's pop out the chat, and because I like to view the chat while viewing my own stream. Let's go to Mini-Me. There we are. We can go out of here. We'll go to my channel. And here. Good enough. That'll be a good enough background while we're here. There we go. Okay. And pop out chat. Gunabend, is that hello from New York? It's like somebody says Guten Tag, one of the 3D printer guys. I forget which. CNC Kitchen, maybe? Barb fitting, they're in a tub over there. I don't have the second barb fitting yet. This whole stream is running on 150 watts. But I had to switch inverters. So I was running on it was like a 1500 watt inverter, but it was not a sine wave at all. It was like a square wave. And I tried running my computer off of that, my desktop that I built, and it didn't like it. It was buzzing a lot, and the Wi-Fi wouldn't work. The power supply itself was buzzing. So I switched back to my Morningstar. It's a 300 watt pure sine inverter, and that's running my computer and my monitor and this light here just fine. So yes, this stream is powered by hydroelectricity, not the lights in the room, unfortunately, although it probably could if I hooked up the other inverter. And also I have a second monitor, which is actually a 50-inch TV that I've had for 8 years, and that's my OBS control display. So that's not on Hydro, but the main streaming computer is, I guess technically, if you want to be technical about it, my network stuff is also not powered by hydroelectricity, but it could be. So I like to have the chat screen up here because I at the same time like to go back and catch up on it, because sometimes I'll be behind on answering questions, and so that's why that's like that. So how many new viewers we have in here? How many of you have joined in the past month to my channel who are not familiar with a lot of stuff? You know, ask some questions. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Rocket tests. I guess we'll start here. Yes, we have a lot of water. I was running a larger nozzle, but I was afraid that because I had my computer hooked up to it, I was afraid that if I lost enough water to supply the large nozzle, then I would lose power, and then my batteries would drain, and then my computer would shut off. So I switched back to a smaller nozzle, which is more reliably running with the seasonal flow, because I still don't have a way of knowing the height of the water or the flow of the water coming into the forebay barrel is the technical term for it. Forebay is like the term for a pond before a hydro turbine of any sort. So in my case, my forebay is just a barrel. So I have a level sensor. There's a guy, Pete Marchetto, I think that's his name, and he's building me a wireless level sensor. So it'll bounce off of a ping pong ball. Actually, it'll have two sensors, one on the inflow pipe and one for barrel level. So then that'll control, I think 4 nozzles. I'm just gonna go with fixed nozzles, 4 of them in a like 2.25 gallon per minute nozzle. So that's one, and then the other one is gonna be 4.5 gallons per minute, and then 9 and 18. If that seems kind of familiar, it's like doubling from 1, 2, 4, 8. So that's binary. So I was going to do it that I could do in 2.25 gallon per minute increments from 2.25 gallons all the way up to like 33 gallons per minute approximately, which is like the upper design maximum of my system. So his level sensors that he's building will tie in directly with that, and then I should have a pretty accurate measure of how much is flowing in and how much the outflow should be, and then that would all be tied in with microcontrollers and motorized ball valves. So they won't be that fast. They'll be a little bit slow, which is a good thing. So that's what I got going on with that. Back up here, I have not gotten the barb fitting. It's coming to Amazon Prime. It should be here Monday, tomorrow. Some of my viewers may actually be in Monday already. Hello, England. Hello to all my viewers everywhere in the States, apparently, and the UK. 150 watts can be a lot. Are you saying that my computer's using a lot, or that my supply is? I mean, yeah, my supply is a lot. Could be more. I'm having efficiency issues. Like, it's only flowing 30% efficient, like you saw in the last video that I put up, and I'm not okay with that. It should be at least 50%, 50% efficient to the controller. That's what the controller is seeing and putting into the batteries. And I need to switch it over to Turgo. I've been in contact with at least 2 manufacturers of Turgo spoons, but it seems like none of them are really suited for such high pressures. The ones that they have for small spoons, geez, I don't have anything on my desk here that's an adequate representation right now. But the small spoons have less windage, and they're more efficient for a smaller jet of water. So I need small spoons, but I need a lot of them, like a 10-inch diameter disc of spoons, probably about the size of a dime, or a little bit larger. So I'm having troubles finding spoons that are of an adequate size and also a pitch diameter, because a lot of the spoons are meant for very specific diameters of runner. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. I might have to just model some and then have them 3D printed in metal. I think that would probably work the best. Although I don't know what the cost would be for that. They would be small, but there would be many of them. It may not actually be that much money to get them 3D printed in metal. It'll be exactly what I need. Height of elevation is 280 feet. Batteries, I just have 2 12-volt batteries wired in parallel right now. I reconnected with an old high school buddy. I didn't know this going into it, but he works in cell towers. He works on cell towers doing service and maintenance. And as you might know, cell towers have battery backups, and sometimes those get replaced on a regular schedule. So I have a sporadic but free source of telecom batteries, and I haven't gotten any yet. So that'll be my future batteries. I don't know what they'll be initially going in. They might be lead acid. They might be lithium. We'll see. He doesn't know. They happen every few months for him that I deal with the batteries in his line of work. if you're trying to fill up a reservoir with a ram pump, you're just not, trust me, you're not going to have enough water to make any meaningful amount of power. Just put your money and effort into solar panels. Welcome, Clay Smith. And thanks for subscribing. I don't know why you decided to subscribe now. Maybe because I'm live streaming. Yay. Ryan Aspen, been here since Hydro Turbine episode 1. Great job. I want to see if anybody here has been here since my first breakout video, which was kind of the Makita drill that I converted to lithium. You know, I wonder if we could put something a little bit more interesting in the background. Let's go to analytics. There we are. Where's the real time? There we go. That's a good background. And yes, you guys saw how much I make, but that's fine. That's a good background. What do you think? All right. Will I be doing a new project? I want to put in solar panels. I actually have a pair of solar panels sitting right over there. So I need to hook them up. And I have... They won't be a permanent installation, but I'll have 10 gauge wire running out to them in the yard. So I have to hook that up sometime. But it gets really windy, so I need to put in some sort of proper mount for them. I need to do the wind turbine too. I still need to do that. And there's other stuff that I could be doing. Other projects that aren't necessarily hydro or renewable energy. I want to get into doing like equipment repair and restoration videos, like hand tool rescue. Those videos always really fascinated me, and they get really good views. So that's kind of some of the stuff that I maybe want to get into, and I have some projects already here that I just need to set up a good workbench to do them at. And like this computer workbench is one of the workbenches I have in my shop, but and my other ones are full of stuff and not well situated, and then the ceiling and the whole thing needs painted white, and I'm just making excuses at this point. I should stop doing that. Hi, Andy. Andy, text that friend of yours about that turbine that we're going to go see, because maybe sometime this week we can go see it. So, waiting to hear back from you on that. Do I expect to power my whole home? No, I'm barely able to power my computer here most days with the amount of power that it makes, unfortunately. I've been running 170 watts worth of power coming out of it, probably for the past month. So that's good output, but if I get less than that, then it doesn't spin up fast enough to really make power. Like you would expect to make 50 watts or something, but no, it needs to really spin up to make power. Simple Tennessee Life. I have a 3D printer. It's sitting right next to me. But if you have a metal 3D printer, then yeah, I will gladly pay for shipping if I can send you some models. The Pie Guy, welcome back. You never seem to miss a stream. I think if you hit that little bell notification beside my subscribe button, it might then notify you, or maybe it's just broken. Who knows? Dollar Bill, what happened to the old water wheel? It's actually sitting back over there. somewhere. You can't see it, but it's behind me. Trust me. And I was thinking about hooking it up. The sucky thing about that is it just doesn't make enough power to be worthwhile. So wherever I put it would be more of yard decoration, but it'd still be fun. I could put it in my aunt's house. I was just at my aunt's house yesterday. We had a lot of rain recently, and she had how many? I want to say 100 gallons per minute would be a good approximation, but she only has like 20 feet of head, which is still like 350 watts at 100%. So it could make power. And of that 100 gallons per minute, I could make it fall 36 inches on my water wheel and then make a few watts, which would be fun to look at, but not really useful. Let's see. Yes, I can take care of the laundry soon. I don't hate solar. I like solar. I just don't live in an ideal place for it. If you look at a solar map on the NREL website, I'm in the area that doesn't get enough solar to be worthwhile. Not really. That being said, I do actually live in an ideal setting for it. I do have excellent southern view of the sky. Could I use the water for the garden? Yeah, I just run it straight out of the hose into the garden. Not a problem. Is there a delay? Yes, there's about a 10-second delay. I have no control over that. Been here since the first turbine. Fantastic. I appreciate your viewership. Hello, Steampunk Era. Circular mirror. You would love those videos. I think the one video that I start off with is it's a beam saw. I got it for $40 and it needs a little bit of fixing. So I think I was going to do that first. Again, I just need I don't need a good place to do it. I can just record it anywhere. Yep. Thanks, Andy. And I want to do the restoration videos because I'm afraid that my hydro videos will peter out and then I won't have any content and my channel will stop growing. So that's why I really want to try to diversify my content. Have I looked into casting for those parts? Yes and no. I haven't looked into it. I'm aware that lost PLA casting is a thing that I could do. A problem with that is any sort of casting that you do, I would need to have a really smooth, like almost polished surface, and PLA off of the printer is really not smooth, not polished. So I would need to polish it and then do the lost PLA casting for that. So that's a little bit hard to do. And at that point, I wonder if it's just easier to do direct sintered metal printing. Yes, YouTube fails to deliver on a regular basis. It's unfortunate. Casting out of aluminum, well, I bet they could be die cast, but I'd need to somehow design and machine a mold and then send them off to a die caster to be molded. And even then, they'd be specific for my application, so that's not really an economical thing. Like, I'm trying to do this on a budget. So, yeah. Almath, do you watch Chris Harper? Yes, I've actually watched Chris Harper since before he did Hydro, interestingly. I could always start building rockets. How about I build tunnels? Yeah? I like tunnels more. No, rockets are cool too. I'm excited for the SpaceX to be operational. My aunt's house, she lives probably 8 miles from high-speed internet, and it'd be really nice to have high-speed internet at her house, because she has no neighbors visible anywhere. She's way out in the boonies, so it'd be really nice to have satellite internet there that's worth a damn. Master Ivo, what other channels do I like to watch? Oh, silicone molding's an option too if I just make one. But then you have to make a wax tree and coat it in ceramic and then lose the wax and cast it. It would work. It'd be a lot of time and effort. Maybe good content. Who wants lasagna? So lasagna brings me up to another thing that I've been thinking about doing. And that is drop shipping, but not drop shipping stuff that you can get from AliExpress. For anybody that doesn't know what drop shipping is, it's where I would create a website and sell a product, and then as I get orders, send those orders off to like AliExpress suppliers, and they would ship directly to the buyer. So I make profit. I never touch anything. But I've always thought of that as like a disingenuous way to make money. So I'd like to do it with print on demand. So the things that I would be selling would be custom. And El Guapo says, "Who want lasagna?" And that makes me think of a meme that I saw on Reddit that was, so lasagna plus lasagna is lasagna. And that seems like a math equation to me. So I thought that would probably look pretty good on a t-shirt. I could still do it. I could hire a person on Fiverr to illustrate it, upload the image, sell it on a website, but I don't know how many sales I would get. I think I just need to do it and do a few of them and spend some money on advertising. I kind of have this slush fund of my YouTube income that I could use towards that. And I could spend probably enough on advertising to get some sales and maybe even make a profit, and then take that knowledge and move it on to other things. Johnny Hoot 1. Is organic hydroelectricity better? I don't know. I don't have an oscilloscope to measure. Can't say. Eric Roberts, what's boring? I will try to fix it. Echo, if you're casting, there's really not a whole lot of waste material. Have I evaluated creating hydro turbines for every 100 meters? So like 100 meters of head? Like, what are you trying to get at? 100 meters at different flow rates? There are lots of companies that already do it. If you want to do that, contact Spencer Langston at Langston's Alternative Power. But so if you're talking about selling it, no, I don't really have. I mean, I could, but that's not really a business that I want to get into. There's a lot of startup costs, and then each system is customized, and I just don't have the time to do that, unfortunately. Eric, you've had not heard a lot of success stories. Well, I mean, I kind of agree that it seems like a lot of the people who are teaching it on YouTube seem successful, but then there's always that statement of those who can do, those who can't teach. And I wonder if the guys who do are just not very vocal about their success, and those who can't are not as successful, and they're trying to make money teaching on YouTube. And there's also a I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there's, I bet, a significant reason that there's a lot of stories about it not working because the dropshippers don't want competition. And then I think I'm just as smart as a lot of those guys. So I could very easily be doing the same thing. So I want to at least try. I have some money. I can try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, now I know. And I learned something. Oh. I see that, Eric. Yeah, the Boring Company. This hat, I got it a while ago when they were first selling it. So I knew they would maybe be a collector's item, but then it was opened out of its packaging by not me, and now it's not really a collector's item because it's dusty and I've worn it. So, but it's still fun to wear. I wish I was a millionaire too, but instead we're in a lot of debt. Debt because of a business that we own and we're paying off. I'll be, at this rate, we'll be a millionaire household in 8 years maybe. It depends on how fast we pay off our loans and whether we have a recession or not, really. Storing water, you would need an absurdly large amount of water to make it viable, so that's a no. Hats are fun, yes. Somebody was asking what channels I watch on YouTube, so let's go here. And you guys can see what I watch and what I haven't watched. A lot of these I only watch select videos even at this point. I was watching this guy's channel a lot when the dam out in California was at risk of breaking. Computers, of course. A&E, I watch A&E because I watch Live PD. Not Shipping Wars. Shipping Wars is stupid. Jesse Mueller, which is basically just like a younger, different Andrew Camarada channel. And then his brother, Let's Dig 18, which is Andrew Camarada just does ponds. I also like sailing. So here's Ocean Around. They do a lot of sailing trips. You'll see a few other sailing channels on here too. Because I'm a YouTube content creator, I have videos about content creation, woodworking videos, a lot of those. Again, A&E, but not Dog the Bounty Hunter dog. No. EEV blog, I've been subscribed to him for a very long time. Here's some space stuff. Again, stupid A&E shows. I like tractors too, and a Ritterbit will do. He's up in St. John, New Brunswick, I think, or somewhere up in Canada, and he does a lot of tractor stuff. And then he builds computers live. Got it made. I don't even know. I should probably just unsubscribe from them. Maybe. Don't really watch her stuff. This channel, probably none of you have seen this, and you might even have sounds coming through now. But I thought it was funny because he's in Russia and he digs wells by hand, and the way they do that is, you see the concrete tube here, and he just digs out underneath it, and then the concrete tube will slide down around him. Let's see if there's a point here where it moves. It's pretty evident when it does move. There we go.
Мне пустую, я на лопате.
Maybe a little bit further on. We can see on the edge here, it's kind of just barely starting to go. And sometimes it's quite violent. In this case, it looks like it's just real slow. So I think that's it's an interesting thing to watch at one point. You see he's got a lot of subscribers there too. There it goes. He got squirted with some water on the side too. That's fun. So I watch these two. Those are fun. Let's go back to the subscriptions. Rooster Teeth, I don't even know why I'm still subscribed to them. I watched Red vs. Blue for a while, but I don't know. I've watched some live rescue, but they just don't have the same excitement as live PD. And of course, Linus Tech Tips, I watch him too. Demolition Ranch, because I like guns as machines, because I'm a mechanical guy. And then speaking of mechanical stuff, they have I Built It Scrap Bin, which is a very good woodworking channel. But some of the stuff that he does is not... You could tell he doesn't have an engineering background. And so some of the stuff I could tell just by looking at it, say, that's not going to work. But he goes forward with it anyways. And then there's this stuff, like a Bowden tube blast gate thing. I watched his other video on this. I think that's some cool stuff too. Whatever. I watched this. That's fun. I've thought about making an electric mini bike or a gas mini bike, but a fat tire mini bike specifically. Something like that is fun to scoot around on. So I've thought about building something like that. That'll be fun. That would be fun too, to do on a YouTube channel. Let's double check that I haven't lost anything in the comments here in translation. Yes, Andrew H. That's a funny hat. Yeah, Andy, it would be, if you want to bring it over, we'll see what the output of some different inverters are. And maybe the output of the turbine itself to see how good of a sinusoidal wave it is. I imagine it'd be really good, actually. What do I plan on doing in the spring? More of what I'm doing right now. The winter hasn't really stopped me or slowed me down at all. Any ideas on battery yet? I went over that earlier. I have a lead on some free telecom batteries at a yet to be determined time. There you go, Master Ivo. We see what I watch. And I want to keep going through this because a lot of this is interesting to me and it's probably interesting to you because that's why you're here. Linus, he's kind of a hack. Yes and no. He's more of a personality on YouTube now, not so much a computer guy. The economy is on fire. I will not say his name because he's stupid. The economy might be fine, but millions of Americans don't have enough for food. And hundreds of millions of Americans can't afford healthcare. So, no. I like EV blog. Yeah, he's great. I've been on YouTube for, 13, 14 years, something like that, so I do have a lot of subscriptions, actually. Yes, I've seen his video. It's very good. I also like the SpaceX parody video. And I will not play it because I probably get some sort of copyright issue, but it would be this one. Matthias Wandel. I've been a fan of Matthias Wandel for a very long time. Far before he was really popular. Like maybe when he was like 100,000 subscribers or less. Yeah, Easy Fawn's good. No, I don't troll around other people's channels to find content to rip off. I don't. Uh, that's not me. I try not to rip off people. But if their ideas spur ideas for me, then sure, I will take that and run with it. Really, I just watch a lot of YouTube channels because I watch a lot of YouTube channels. That's all. Bikes or rail bikes. What is a rail bike? Is that a sand bike? Oh, rail bike. Okay. I was thinking like a sand rail. Yeah, those are interesting. But just give me a bicycle any day. Rip Kobe, yes, that was a sad thing to see, although I'm not a huge basketball player. Do I like any sports? Well, I guess there's no point in really. There, I'll show you. You can unsubscribe, that's fine. I won't miss you. Yeah, so I let it through. Yes. Mateus Wandel's mouse videos are very entertaining, and I'm surprised that he gets so much viewership with those. Have I learned anything about electronics? No, I'm still an electronics idiot. There was one. I wanted to point this out.
Hey guys.
So this guy, I subscribed to him because I was looking at a lot of landlording and rental stuff. Because we're kind of in the financial situation where I could maybe start approaching some of that stuff. And he had a lot of landlording videos, which were very informative, and I learned a lot. And so I subscribed to him when he was like under 1,000 subscribers, maybe 1,500 subscribers, something like that. And then I watched his videos about the laundromat that he was fixing up, and then he had like 3,000 subscribers and 4,000, and then one of his videos went viral, and now he's had 184,000 subscribers, and that makes me a little bit sad. Like, you're just showing yourself collecting money. And that's all it is, and people love to watch that, and I don't know. It seems like the cheap side of YouTube. Makes me a little bit sad. I miss his content about rentals. Eric's asking about the computer. The computer's doing fantastic. I haven't touched it since I put it on my desk, but I did mess up one thing with it. One of the USB ports for the backplate has a tab, and the tab is on the wrong side of the USB port, and it's in the USB port, so I can't plug anything into that USB port. And I just haven't unmounted the motherboard to fix that yet, because it's just working, and I just have to unplug some things more frequently. And I keep looking over there because that's where the computer is. I will probably be watching that. You guys will probably find a lot of other things here. I like this channel, and generally a lot of the content that she has is good, but some of the stuff that people do is dumb. And I watch this channel because it's similar to the house that's above me, because our house is only 960 square feet. So it's interesting to see a lot of the design options that they go with such small houses. Of course, I watch Sam Crack too. Ever since his was it Domino's delivery car. Speaking of pizza, has anybody noticed that Pizza Hut pizza is just not as good anymore? Like, it's not a greasy mess, and therefore it doesn't taste as good. My wife and I both noticed that, and it's made us a little bit sad. Like, we used to say, okay, tonight's Pizza Hut night, but now it's just, we don't have Pizza Hut anymore because we have like a not a regular rotation, but we have a few pizza places where we live that we will have, oh, tonight's Napoli night, or tonight's New York style deli night. And so now we don't have Pizza Hut nights anymore, which is sad. Also, I want to do maybe a live stream or maybe just a video, sort of like Adam Ragusia style of making pizza, because I think my method of making pizza is delicious. Of course, laying a house, there's Seth. He might even be here. I doubt it. He's a very busy man. He works second shift. So I like watching his channels. He's building a hydro turbine too, and he had even consulted me long before any of his videos came out on that subject. And I like to think that I gave him a lot of good information and swayed him in the right direction. And I think I had swayed him in the right direction, because a lot of the system specs that he's conveyed have been almost exactly what I told him. So that's fun. And so about investment joy here, a lot of the quarters do get siphoned off. Actually, no, the quarters themselves don't get siphoned off. The quarters themselves generally go back into the machines, like you say, and they pull off cash, except for the coin pusher. That is pretty much just all quarters as profit. Plus, he makes money on that building because there's 2 rental apartments above him, or above that laundromat, and that's the bread and butter of that. And now his YouTube channel is the bread and butter of that property. It's funny. It's never really been about the laundry machines. I assume this is about the USB port. No, I don't want to pull it out and zip it off. It'd just be easier to remount the motherboard. Trust me, it's easier to do that. Might want to look into mobile home rentals. I don't have a problem against mobile homes, but my wife does. My wife would have a huge issue with me dealing with them, and I am not entirely sure why. It's just a way that lower income people live around here. And there are enough small ones around here that I could still get in before any like large corporations would be wanting to buy them. So there are opportunities where I live, but I don't necessarily know if that's what I would want to get into. I think try to get into more upscale rentals, especially dealing with economies of scale. I realize that a mobile home park is like economies of scale built in, but I would prefer to go like 12-unit apartment building, or multiple 3-bed 2-bath houses. So getting a higher income client generally has less problems, I like to think, but I don't have any experience on this yet. So yep, that's where I am with that. I have not heard about them, but there is an old schoolhouse like a quarter mile down the road from me that I thought about converting into a quadplex with maybe some extra stuff on the side. And I think it's for sale for, I could probably get it for around $20,000. It's been for sale for 3 years, and nobody wants it because it's just an old schoolhouse. It's kind of a goofy property for any sort of application without extensive renovation. And extensive renovation would cost a lot of money, and by the time you do all the renovation, you're probably better off just buying a purpose-built property. So, I don't know. We don't have a Firehouse Subs around here, so I don't know that I've ever even had Firehouse Subs while we travel. And as far as Pizza Huts being, or pizza places being good. Really, they just need to worry about repeatability of ingredients and processes and methods. And there's no excuse for a 50-50 chance of good pizza at places. Good night, Master Ivo. Good night, Ryan. Were you watching me while driving home? Don't watch my channel and drive. That's not safe. If I'm close to university, unfortunately, I'm about an hour, more than an hour from any university that would have a need for housing. Like, there are community colleges nearby, but none that are in need of housing. He's saying currently better to build than either do mobile homes or buy. I will disagree with that, because to build a house around here, I don't want to go searching for homes because that would obviously show where I live. No. Well, here, yeah, we can. We'll look. Let me just get some loaded up. I don't know what's in my Zillow history, so that would, yep. If you guys were seeing my screen, you would see exactly where I live. So let's look in some areas that are in my area of Pennsylvania, but not here. Doing a place that's far enough away that would give a good approximation of property around me. Okay. Okay, we'll go back so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay, I chose Newcastle, PA, because it's kind of a similar size town, similar economic interest. Why is it showing me all the expensive ones? Okay, here's a good example. So around here, to build a 3-bed 1-bath, you're looking at probably $150,000. Why would I do that when I could just buy that for 30? So building around here does not make sense. But maybe renovating commercial properties into rentals is a viable option around here. Another person I've read, he will take mobile homes. Like, I know of a mobile home near me where the person's building a house behind their mobile home, so they're going to need to offload their mobile home. And I know there are real estate investors that will take a mobile home in that situation and relocate it to its own property and put it on a foundation so it's a proper house, and they'll make a good profit because they just took a nearly free mobile home, put it on a foundation with some utilities and some land, and boom, you got a whole house to sell then. Unfortunately, around here, even those are not worth very much. I just live in a depressed area similar to Newcastle, PA, that there's not a whole lot of rental income to be had, unfortunately. Like, where I live, a 2-bed 1-bath would probably rent for around $500 a month. So that's just the way it is. Let's see what my wife's sending me. I assume it's my wife. Well, I'm going to be ending this stream soon because my wife is asking me about taking care of my laundry because there's doing the bed sheets, and the bed currently has no sheets on it. Yes, exactly. Dealing with higher end homes is easier, less drama. We'll show that because that's fine. Yes, I would not do anything in Newcastle. If I was doing anything in an area near-ish where I live, it would be like Erie, PA. or northern Pittsburgh probably would be an acceptable area to start trying to do rentals in a serious manner. So that's where I am. Close out of this, see if there's anything interesting here. This guy's fun. He makes a ton of money from YouTube, and he's pretty much retired. Anything else here? I like listening to their blog too. I think it's called Hello Internet. It's always an interesting listen. Anything else here that's interesting? Oh, I was thinking about Matthew Cremona's and his trailer and his outdoor logging stuff. Like, why are you building a trailer that's maybe like a single purpose trailer when you could buy a like a flatbed utility truck with a crane? And again, why is he dealing with an outdoor sawmill and these giant logs? Like, you really need a crane and ideally a building. Why are you still dealing with this outdoor stuff? So that was my thoughts on that. I was just thinking about that today. I like long reach excavators. Oh, we're back at the top. And the coronavirus. I could do a print on demand shirt of a bottle of Corona with some sort of like virus symbol or something. That'd be funny. Okay. Well, that's it for the live stream. You can see that my computer has been steadily running on hydropower, and it's better than paying for the electricity to run the computer, and I'm still getting the heat out of it because I leave my computer on. It's currently backing up a hard drive full of YouTube videos to Backblaze. Fact Fiend. I will just subscribe to him. So there we go. We'll see what his videos are tomorrow. Upgrades coming. What is a communist ASMR? What are you talking about? Upgrades coming from my computer. No, my computer's, I'm happy with it. It's doing everything that I want to. And that's all. So I think I go into here and then I hit this end stream button here. So it was fun. All 34 viewers of you. I want to see what this analytics looks like. It's been pretty much steady at this. Okay, well, bye. It was fun, and I'll see if I can do this again. Again, I just don't know when I get a free moment to do it. Like, the wife's watching Lost in Space, and the kid's asleep now, and it's Sunday evening, and I don't have anything else going on. But really, I should be cleaning up the shop, and I'm not. I'm procrastinating. Oh, you want to see? Okay, we can do the add-ons that I have in Chrome, just the ones that I have enabled right now. Save to Google Drive. So if I'm in say Pinterest, and I want to save something, but I don't want to save it on Pinterest. Well, I could just my Wi-Fi drops out, and I don't know why. That's one thing I do need to change. I need to get a Wi-Fi card. So this button here, say if I want to see discussions about that, it used to be an old tab that was here, and now I find everything that's a forum or Reddit or Quora that will show me discussions instead of just whatever these advertised links are in Wikipedia and Facebook. This is Reddit Enhancement Suite, so great thing for Reddit, uBlock Origin, Privacy Badger, F overlays, HTTPS everywhere. There you go. TubeBuddy, that's helps me for YouTube. Chrome Remote Desktop, so I can access my other computers through Chrome. Retail Me Not. Recipe filter, so this filters out recipes on YouTube, or not YouTube, anywhere on the internet, so that I don't have to deal with stupid stuff. We are still live. Yes, it's still working. Okay. And star marks. I forget what star marks is. Oh, it's a bookmark manager. And that would allow me to sort my bookmarks by date. Okay, so I guess we're done. And I will hit end stream here. Anything else that I forgot to miss here? Okay. Yeah, okay. Instead of Wi-Fi, I could just hardwire. That's always an option too. I have at the other end of the shop, I have a network box, so I could just run a wire across the ceiling over to my network box, and that would totally work okay. I just haven't done that yet. Okay, that's all. Bye. Like, subscribe, and I guess you guys are commenting. See you around.